Well, hello and good morning. I just want to know, can you solve this particular question in 20 seconds? So which of the following expressions is equal to 3x squared plus 3 times the difference of x and 3 plus x plus 10? Is it A, is it B, is it C, or is it D? All right, so let's take a look. Which of the following expressions is equal to this expression, 3x squared plus 3 times x minus 3 plus x plus 10? Notice there is not an equal sign. So we're not solving for x. We're basically trying to get all our x's combined. So if we take a look, first off, there is only one x squared that's in the mix. So if there's no other x squared, so that means that 3x squared is the only x squared that's being represented. Just by that information, I can get rid of option A. So now we need to do our distributive property. So we have our plus 3 times x, which gives me 3x. 3 times negative 3 gives me a negative 9. And then I can bring down the plus x and the plus 10. Okay, so now I need to combine what's called like terms. So in this case, my 3x, my positive 3x, and my positive x, they're like terms because they both have the same variable of x, as well as they have the same exponents or degrees. So if I combine 3x and x, that x has a 1 in front of it. So that will give me 4x. So now, since we combine those to get that 4x, I'm looking at my answer choices. That means C is going to be out of the equation because they have a negative 2x. But we definitely have a 4x. So now we need to take a look. Negative 9 plus 10. So negative 9 plus 10, those are like terms. So when I combine those, that gives me a positive 1. So all we have to do is just bring down our 3x squared, and we have our positive 4x plus 1. That means our answer is going to be D. Okay, what's the name of this exam? This is what I use for the ASVAB and also for the GED. TEAS test, HESI test, Accuplacer. Okay, so this is just some of the sample questions that I created. So now let's take a look at another problem. So we got a bulk bag of nuts contains 144 ounces of nuts. If the nuts are packaged in smaller 8-ounce bags, how many bags will there be? Is it A, 8, B, 12, C, 18, or D, 136? Let's see if you can solve that in 20 seconds. So, go ahead and put your answer. If you're not sure, put a question mark. So we kind of have like a good idea of what's going on. So again, it's a bulk bag of nuts containing 144 ounces of nuts. If the nuts are packaged in small 8-ounce bags, how many bags will there be? Get obsessed with it. Alright, so the 1K, I see you with 18. Cooley, I see you with 12. Okay. Carmela, I see you with 18. Nadia, I see you with 18. Welcome back, guys. Okay, Kels, I see you, or Kosi, I see you with C. Unstoppable, 18. Okay, Period, I see you with 18. Harper with 28. All right, Unstoppable, I see you. Harper. Okay, you mean the 18? Okay. Let me see if there was anybody before that. Okay. All right, Cooley, I see that. All right. So, if we have 144 ounces of nuts, and we're going to put them in smaller bags, that means we're doing what? Division. Okay? So we got our total, and we're dividing them into 8 ounces. So, how many 8s can go into 14? Just the 1. Okay? Because if we say 2, that would be 16, and that would be way too much. So now 14 minus 8, that will give us 6. Bring down our 4, will give us 64. And how many 8s can go into 64? Exactly 8. So our answer is going to be C, 18. Okay? So taking a look at how to read so we can get all our stuff. Okay? Yeah, and you can check it by multiplying 18 times 8. Alright? So now, the last one on this page, we have 34. So C brought lunch for $7. If she paid with a $20 bill, how much change will she have? 20 seconds. This is the weekend, bro. You can't rest, my darlings. Learning never sleeps. Yep. There you go, Ronaldo. Now, alright. So we have some 13s, we have 13s, we have 13s, we have 13s, we have C's, we have 13s. Right? We nap. There you go. Exactly, James. There it is. Now, I know for a fact people are going to be like, seriously? This question? There are tons. Here's a story time. I was at the supermarket. This was like 2 years ago. And there was a cashier, and I think the guy's total was like $19.10. So the gentleman paid her a $20 bill and the 10 cents, right? So he can get $1 back. The girl started crying because she couldn't make any change. So when I see questions like this, and this is obviously GED, this will be like a 1-point question, okay? But there are people that don't know how to make change, okay? So I'm still throwing some questions in there just so we can make sure that we already got, right? So, I mean, I felt bad. And, like, she was hysterically crying because she couldn't make change. And I, at one point, did a lot of questions like this before. Okay? All right. Let's try another page. So this is why I do what I do. Okay? I know. It's crazy. And I said, this was 2 years ago. Yep. Was in the States? Yes. That's where I'm at. Yep. Okay. Right. Forego the change. So, find my rate of change. Speaking of change, find my rate of change. So, -2, 3, and 4, 9. Okay, that's all right, Shepard. That's why we're doing some of these things. Just to kind of do a little refresher. Okay. Alright, so once you figure out your answer, go ahead and put into the comments. What is your rate of change? Okay, so Shepard, I see you. Okay, Sammy, tell me what you think it is. Okay, surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. Sorry. Squared, I see you. Thank you. Okay, you only know the slope. That's what the rate of change is. Okay, number squared. Alright, Fatal Love, thank you for your honesty. Denmark, I see you twice. Okay. Alright. Okay. Ali, I see you. Shepard, I see you. Hey, Shortcake, how are you? No freaking out. It's okay. Because once I start showing you, you're going to be like, oh, okay. All right, surprise, surprise. You're saying it's 1. OS, I say it's 1. All right. Good morning. All right, good. I'm okay. All right. So, rate of change is basically another way of saying slope. So your slope is your change of y's and your change of x. Okay? The triangle is a Greek letter meaning delta. Okay? Meaning our change. Since we read, well I read from left to right, since this is the first point, I'm going to label it as my x1 and my y1. For my second point, this will be my x sub 2, this will be my y sub 2. Okay? It doesn't matter, because if you're a type of country that you read from right to left, that's fine. This could be your x sub 1, x sub 2, x sub 1, y sub 1. This could be your x sub 2, y sub 2. Perfectly fine, as long as you keep the same pattern. So now, we could follow the rule of y sub 2 minus y sub 1, or x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So we're trying to find the difference of our y's. So if you want to, you could have gone 9 minus 3 over 4 minus negative 2. This is where a lot of people go wrong. Some people will just say 4 minus 2, thinking that this negative replaced this minus sign. No. Okay? Because when you minus a negative, what happens? It turns to a positive. Okay? Just like if you're multiplying, a negative times a negative will give me a positive. So now we have 9 minus 3 as our numerator. I'm going to put it here, I'm running out of space, which gives us our 6. 4 plus 2, that gives us our 6. Okay? So 6 divided by 6 will give us our 1 over 1, or just 1. Yeah? All right? We're okay now? So, we could do it this way. And let me tell you where the error always comes. You're perfectly fine doing the y2 minus the y1. But when it comes down to setting up your denominator, a lot of people go, oh, my x1 minus my x2. And then you'll get like a negative 6, and then you'll get a negative 1. Okay? Jerry, this isn't the live. Thank you for coming. Okay? Because we're not doing that here. Thank you. All right? But since our eyes, especially if you're in a country that reads from left to right, we're naturally going left to right all the time. You can also do it y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2, as long as you keep that same pattern, like the 1 and the 2's. So if you can say 3 minus 9 and negative 2 minus 4. Well, 3 minus 9 gives me a negative 6. And negative 2 plus a negative 4, that gives me a negative 6. You still get the slope of 1. Okay? So when everybody says, no, you have to do it this way, no, you don't. You can go from left to right, and since we're so used to reading that way, we're used to picking out information that way. Okay? So you have that. Okay? Let's try another one. Evaluate. Okay? Evaluate. Okay, can I do Algebra 3? Yes, I can. Do I do it on this platform? No, I don't. They're like, is there an Algebra 3? Yes, there is. Okay. So evaluate. Okay, thanks so much for the follows, everyone. Come on in. Okay, for those that don't know, my name is Audrey Codner. I'm the owner of Math by Audrey, which is an online tutoring service, as well as an author of mathematic resources, especially to help people refresh with the algebra, also to get themselves ready for the GED, the ASVAB, the Accuplacer, the TEAS test, HESI test, GRE, just the entry level, just anything that has to deal with algebra. Okay, so I try to focus on people that are older, that's going back to school, haven't seen this in forever, you are constantly freaking out about math, and I try to make it easy. Okay, try to make it easy and going. All right, so private, I see you. Jumpin' Jan, how are you? I see you. Mamita, I see you. Okay, so read, if anything, try to contact me, message me if you're thinking about having an online tutor, because it might not even be tutoring that you need. Okay, all right, Daryl's house, I see you. Okay, Brenda, I see you. Lux, I see you. Yes, you can. So if you're interested, just let me know. Just message me. Okay? All right? So let's take a look. When you're evaluating, right now we're not solving, but what we're doing, we're plugging these values in for these particular variables. So what it looks like, I don't know where my other pen went. Oh, here it is. Instead of the a squared, something's going to be replaced there. Instead of the b, something will be replaced there. And instead of a c, something will replace it. So for the a, we have a negative 4. For the b, we have a 3. And for the c, we have a negative 6. Now, first thing that gets a lot of people, Noel, I see you, Sep, I see you, and Denise, I see you. So, this is the part that gets a lot of people, especially if you're using a calculator. Now, the negative 4 is being squared. So that means negative 4 times negative 4. And a negative times a negative is going to give me a positive 16. Okay? Now, this minus sign, now that we're going into simplification mode, this minus sign is now acting as a negative to the 2. So we're actually going to multiply negative 2 times 3. So a negative times a positive gives me a negative, and 2 times 3 will give me 6. All this over our negative 6 plus 1. So negative 6 plus 1, that gives me a negative 5. Okay? So if someone owes me $6, they paid me $1, that means you still owe me 5. So now, all we have to do is our numerator, get with the combo, and the combo is 10. Our denominator stays at that negative 5. So 10 divided by negative 5, that gives us our answer of negative 2. Okay? All right? So, do we see where we kind of went wrong or where we went right? Now, if you plugged in negative 4 squared into your calculator without parentheses, let's see if you can see that. So if I just type in negative 4 squared, you're going to get a negative 16. And then when you see that negative 16 and that negative 6, you're going to get a negative 22. But we are squaring not just the 4, but we're also squaring the negative. So when I plug in a negative 4, and I'm putting parentheses around it because I'm taking care of the negative and the 4, I'm going to get my 16. Hello, Miss Lewis. Good morning. Okay? So when we plug in, and first of all, I don't like to use too much with the calculator because I know for people that are going to take the ASVAB, you can't use the calculator, or the Accuplacer, especially for us in Maryland, you can't use the calculator. Okay? So we're going to have to practice it the good old-fashioned way. All right? So let's zoom in. All right? So, a recruit squad score the following points on the marksmanship test. So, my ASVAB people, here you go. 78, 85, 82, 90, 85, 80, and 94. What's the squad's mean score? Is it A, B, C, or D? Okay, give it a try. So finding the mean. Okay, so when you think you have it, go ahead and put it into the chat. Okay, Shona, I think that's pronounced right. I see your answer, thank you. Clayton, thank you. Jumping Jan, thank you. Okay. King Devon, thank you. Appreciate you. Okay. All right. Okay, OB, I see you. Thank you, OB. There you go. Because I was just about to correct a little bit, but that's okay. All right. Just cover this part up. All right, so let's take a look. First off, it looks like we've gotten this. M4M, I see you. That's some good. I see you. Okay. This is what we got. So Denise. So when we're talking about mean, mean means average. Okay? A lot of us generally get mean and median mixed up. So mean is going to mean the average. So in order for us to get our average score, we're basically taking our 78 plus our 85 plus 82, so they don't have to be in order. We're going to have to add all these numbers up. See if I can squeeze that 94 in there. Okay, and we're dividing by how many numbers we have in that data set, which is 7. Okay, so when we add the 78, the 85, the 82, the 90, the 85, 80, and the 94, we do get our 594. So now we need to divide that by 7. So how many 7s can go into 5? None. But how many can go into 59? 8. Okay, because that will give us our 56. Bring down our 3, bring down our 4. So how many 7s can go into 34? Well, if we said 4, that'll be like 28. If we said 5, that'll be 35. So 4 would be the best answer. Just by this alone, take a look at our answer choices, because this is exactly how you should take on a lot of these standardized tests. They don't care about how your work is. They're not going to be like, oh, do you want to see a copy of my work? No, they don't. Only if you're currently in the classroom, the teachers want to see your work, because they can probably, or if you mess up in one area, they could probably give you some partial credit because they see your process. Okay? So in school, they're checking process. Standardized tests, they just want the answer. So if I was to do this, I'm not going to even get to this part here. I'm going to say, oh, my answer has to be B. Okay? Because even if I continue on with the subtraction and then I have to put my 0, it's not going to be definitely 0.9. It is going to be elongated decimal, which is rounded. Yes. Okay, so if you're taking, and I'm looking at this from perspective as a person that's taking a standardized test. I just want to make that clear. Because I don't want any students coming in here saying, well, Miss Audrey says we don't have to show all our work. That'll be a bull-faced lie. All right? So when you see it to this point, you're like, okay, there's there any other 84s? Nope, this is the only one. That has to be my answer. Okay? So the mean score is your average. Okay? Yes. Now, let's go to number 2, though. Okay? Let's go to number 2. What do you think my answer is going to be for number 2? Okay, John. Congrats. Awesome. Good job. All right. You just got to get the math right. Is the math the last one, John? All right. So we're seeing C. Denise, I'm seeing B. Crunchy, I'm seeing Crunchy Mustard Game. Interesting. I'm seeing B. Jumping Jan, I'm seeing C. Okay. Got 3 more to go. You got it. You got it. Okay. Tania, I'm seeing D. M4M with a B. It's me. I see you. It's 70. That'll be B. My Bo with a B. Miss Lewis with a C. Okay. V. Okay. What is a median? That's okay. V, I'm so glad you asked that question, because I know there's a lot of people that are thinking the same thing. Okay? So now, we talked about mean. Mean is the average. This time, they want us to know what the median is. They even have MED. When I want the median, we want the middle term. So us people in the States, if you ever drive down a major street and they have like a whole bunch of trees and flowers to split the roads from going from one direction to the next, that's called the median. So the median is like the middle. So with the median, first off, you need to take a look at your numbers, because your numbers need to be in order. The mean, your numbers does not have to be in order. But for the median, it does. So my lowest number, we have 68, and we have 2 of those. All right, I have to cross out as we go through. Then we have 70. Then 72. Then 75. Then 81. Okay, so it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because it said over 6 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now, what we're doing is we're canceling out. So cancel the low and the high. We're working our way towards the middle. Well, take a look. We have 2 numbers, so that means my median is somewhere in between those 2 numbers. Well, we're lucky to see 70 and 72. So what number is in between 70 and 72? That would be 71. So if by chance we didn't have it as easy as that, what do we do if we're stuck in between 2 numbers? Well, we will add those 2 numbers up and then divide by 2. Okay, so you got your 142, divide by 2, that will give us our 71. Yep, there you go, Mel. There it is. Tropical Goddess. Yes, there we go. Yep. Hey, Slim, how are you? Okay, so that's basically what you're doing. Median, middle. Okay? I know it says MED. I was like mid, but median is the middle. Mean is your average. A lot of people get these two mixed up. Okay? For the mean, you don't have to put your numbers in order because you're going to just add them up and divide by how many numbers are in that set. Whereas the median, order matters because you're trying to find the middle, so that means you need to go from low to high and then count towards the middle. Okay? Yep, middle of the road. There you go, Yvette. All right. Now, biggest minus smallest, we're going to talk about that. You know, there's a whole process to my stuff, people. Okay, so let's see what you guys can do. Okay, we need a little bit of data analysis in our lives, because a lot of our decisions are based off of data analysis. Everything we do. Okay? In the senior year? Yep. All right. There you go, Slim. That's exactly it. And we're going to hit that. So now, this one is asking for what? It's asking for the mode. What do you think? A, B, C, or D? Okay, Nia, I see you. Thank you. Okay, Bruno, thank you. Ken, thank you. Yep, DeGos, yep. Thank you with the most. Lewis, thank you. V, thank you. Okay, Mel, thank you. That's some good. Thank you. The Black Golden RN, look at you. Thank you. Vet, thank you. What is mode? I'm going to go over that as well. And then Tania, thank you. Denise, thank you. All right, Crunchy Mustard, thank you. Yes. Now, when it comes to mode, it is the most frequent. Which one is repeating? So which one's repeating? So the one that repeats the most is our 40. Yeah, 38 is repeating, but 40 is repeating the most. So that's why they call it the most frequent. Okay? So if I went back to the first one, what was our mode in this data set? Okay. Okay. About to go to that one. For this one, what was the most? Just looking at the data set. Let me cover up this way. Just looking at the data set, what was my most frequent? Okay, Kayla, I see you. Pretty, I see you. Lewis, I see you. Mel, I see you. Shona, I see you. Reed, I see you. Crunchy, I see you. Jackie, I see you. Yes, the Golden, I see you. Vet, I see you. Tania, I see you. Jumping Jan, I see you. Yes, because our 85s, as though they only repeat it twice, it doesn't matter. It is the most frequent with the 85s. So even with this, over here, the most frequent was, we have 68. But here's a question for you. Can I have more than one mode? There we go, 68s, yes. Can we have more than one mode? Yes, Maestro, hello, welcome back. Okay, to Ghost, yes, yes, yes you can, Slim. Good, yes, yes. For mode, you can have more than one mode. Okay, let's try this one. Excellent, guys. Very nicely done. Okay. So once we get mean and median together, you'll be okay. Okay, no problem. Yep, and you can have no mode. Exactly, Vanita. Thank you. All right, how about this one? Okay, how about this one? What do you think? And for those that are just coming in, my name is Audrey Codner. I'm the owner of Math by Audrey as an online math tutor. I used to be a classroom teacher for 22 years. Wow, I'm going into year number 7 for my own online tutoring business, as well as I'm an author of multiple math resources to help people with their GED, the ASVAB, the Accuplacer, TEAS test, HESI test. If it has algebra in it, I'm your girl. All right. So, okay, so I'm seeing some B's, I'm seeing some B's, I'm seeing some B's, I'm seeing some 13s, and I have a couple people with question marks. All right, not a problem. Now, this is the one, Mel, range. Now, range always get mixed in with mean, median, and mode. I don't know why. Because range measures variation, whereas mean, median, and mode measures central tendency. Like how close are you towards the center? Okay, you're doing the average. How close are you towards the center of your data? What is your average of your data? Your median is where's the middle of your data. The mode, what is the most frequent of your data? Whereas the range, it takes your highest minus your lowest number, because you want to see what your variation of the data is. So our highest is 101. Okay, and our lowest is that 88. Okay. So 101 minus the 88, that will give us our 13, which is B. Okay? All right? So your mean is the average. When you add all the numbers up and you divide by how many numbers that are in that data set. Your median is your middle. So that means your numbers have to be in numerical order, which these are not. Put them in numerical order, and then count towards the middle. Your mode is the most frequent, how often it happens, and your range is when you're taking your highest minus your lowest to find your range or the variation of those two numbers. Okay? All right? Okay, so exactly. This one doesn't have a mode because there's nothing that's frequent. All right? Okay, so mean, average. Okay? Median, middle. Mean, add them up, divide by how many numbers. Median, put them in order, find the middle. So if you ever come across a problem, and sometimes they use like one question, and they said, oh, find the mean and the median. Me personally, I would put my numbers in orders first, find the median first, and then add them up and divide by the number of numbers to find the mean. Because you're going to have to put them in order anyway. So might as well do it right from the jump. All right? So, let's kind of get back with order of operations. Okay? So, yes, we're stimulating our brain here. You're like, what? Okay. It's too early in the morning. Okay? Order of operations. We're going to simplify. Now, I know you see fractions. I know you see exponents. I know you see everything. Take it step by step. Okay, did a statistic Wednesday. It did central tendency and variation. But for group data, yes, Nia. But for the group data, oh yeah. So I'm just taking like just the beginning of it. Yeah, when you have to find your population, and then you have you're going to be doing some z squared or z test and t test and yeah, all of that fun stuff. Okay, you needed that one. Okay. See everything good? Alright. Okay, Misty, I see you. Okay, 1000K, take it one step. Yep, and there's absolute values in there as well. Yes. Everything but the kitchen sink. Okay. Take it step by step. Let's see what you can do. Okay, before I put my 2 cents into it. Okay. Alright, Audrey, don't know where to start. Not a problem. I got you. Q squared, I see you. Alright, Tania, I see you. Yeah. Go get your notebook. Okay. It's absolute. That's inside of absolute value. Yes. So if we have the absolute value of 5 minus 11 divided by 3 plus 1/2 cubed times 32 minus a negative 3 cubed. Okay. Yeah, you're clueless? Okay. Alright, not a problem. Alright, jump in. I'm going to get you. Trust me, I'm not just going to put this problem out there like, alright, I'll see you later. No, I'm going to walk you through it. Okay? Alright. So, tricky, jumping. I know, I got to do it. Gotta change it up once in a while. Can't just keep giving you guys stuff. Alright, so please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, and this is the part that everyone forgets, from left to right. Okay, so you got the answer? Alright, okay, alright. So now, we're going to be doing what's inside parentheses. So what's inside this parenthesis is just a negative 3. There's nothing to combine. Inside here is a 1/2. There's nothing to combine. But absolute values do fall into that parentheses, or for my other peeps, you have your BODMAS. BODMAS. Okay? Your brackets or parentheses, your others, your exponents, your division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. Okay? So you get all your stuff, even with your grouping. Alright? So now, we have our 5 minus 11. So 5 minus 11, and since it's in absolute value, it's going to stay there. So that will give us a negative 6. Okay? You owe me $11. You paid me $5. You still owe me 6. Alright? So now, we're going to bring everything else down. Because for me, I like to do things step by step. Now, your absolute values, so let me raise it up so we can focus just on this. The absolute value of negative 6, absolute values are always going to turn positive because it's your distance away from 0. So although, let me do a real quick sketch. So this is 0, this is positive 6, this is negative 6. From 0 to 6, that's still going to be 6 units. From 0 to negative 6, that's still going to be 6 units, although it's going in the opposite direction. That's why absolute values are always positive. So the absolute value of negative 6 is just 6. Now, from here, we're going to bring down the negative 3. We're going to, or the dividing 3. We're going to bring down the plus sign. Let's take care of the exponents. So since we already did parentheses, boom, let's take care of those exponents. So 1/2 to the 3rd power. That means we're going to, right, you can't travel in the negative direction. we're going to raise everything, the 1 and the 2, to the third power. So this doesn't mean 1 times 3. Okay? This here is saying 1 times 1 times 1. And down here is saying 2 times 2 times 2. Okay? Your base is 2, your exponent is 3. Your base is 1, your exponent is 3. So that means here we have 1, because 1 times 1 times 1 gives me 1, and 2 times 2 gives me 4, times 2 gives me 8. And we're multiplying it to the 32. Bring down my minus. Now here we have a negative 3 to the third power. So the same thing is happening here. We are multiplying this base of negative 3 to itself 3 times. So negative 3 times negative 3, this gives me a positive 9. And then positive 9 times a negative 3, this still gives me a negative 27. Notice, and this is where everyone screws up at, notice this negative did not replace this minus sign. Okay? So we had to bring down a negative 27. Alright? Now, we took care of that. Let's work it on here. So we took care of our exponents. So the next thing that happens is multiplication or division from left to right. Okay? Alright, from left to right. We're taking multiplication or division. Everyone thinks that you have to multiply first. No. It's whatever hits you first from left to right. So then when we take a look here, a lot of people would be like, oh, okay, let me combine the 3 and the 1/8. What are you doing? No. From left to right. That means we have division first. So it's 6 divided by 3. That gives us 2. Continuing on from left to right. Oh, we have 1/8 times 32. 1/8 times 32, that's the same as saying 32 over 8. Okay? Remember, if you want, you multiply a fraction with a whole number without devaluing the whole number but making it into a fraction, you could put it over 1. Then you want to exactly 1 times 32 gives you 32. 8 times 1 gives you 8. So 32 divided by 8, that gives us a positive 4. And then, last but not least, we have this negative times a negative 27. Now that we're really simplifying, this is no longer a minus sign. It's acting as a negative. A negative times a negative gives us positive 27. Yep, you can do keep, change, change. You can do keep, change, flip. What else is out there? There's so many different things. Okay, but you can definitely do that. Yes, there we go. So now we're coming right down, and all we have left is addition from left to right. So 2 plus 4, that gives us 6. 6 plus 27, that gives us 33. Okay. Okay. Oh, thanks, Mel. I just try my best. Okay? So notice how, I'm going to take it up a little bit. Notice how, because I know a lot of you guys like to take pictures of stuff, which is great. And I always ask, what are you going to do with the picture? Okay? Notice how we just basically narrowed everything down to our final answer. This is what I mean by taking it step by step. And I know as you're first getting reacquainting with it, see, this is the problem. You guys have said, oh, I have to take a test. You get a lot of practice problems. You try to look at the practice problems, but most of the time you're looking at the back or the answer sheet to see how it can make sense to you. Then you take a test and then you're like, I didn't do well, but I spent a lot of time looking over stuff. Exactly. In order for you to understand where the tricks will come in or where you should do certain things, you kind of have to understand where the flow is coming from. And don't let problems, I can have the whole entire thing look like this. Don't let problems like this throw you off. You're still doing the same process. You had to know what absolute values were. You had to understand what does an exponent do. You had to understand how to multiply a fraction with a whole number. And you had to understand what actually happens with the order of operation. Okay? Taking things step by step. All right? So, I want to talk to you real quick. I know I have things I can sell you and all that stuff. But I think where a lot of us are kind of confusing ourselves, or how should I say it? Like, the one thing that I think a lot of people are missing, and I'm just going to throw this out here, is just like a tree. Welcome to the Math by Audrey tree. And I think because a lot of us are missing this part, the basics, the foundation, especially this. If you can do your multiplication, and multiplication is just basically fast addition. If you understand your multiplication up to like the 12 times table at least, you can do division, you can do fractions, you can do decimals, you can do percentages. These are like the foundational pieces that a lot of us are missing. And because we're not that strong with these things, when it's time for you to take algebra, it's a struggle. Okay? It's a little bit of a struggle. So that's why I'm just like, we need to develop our roots a little bit. Because if we can get stronger roots, we never know where to plant ourselves. Like when your seed was planted. Here we go. Okay, but when you were put into that school, you didn't get to choose the school. You didn't get to choose the teachers. You didn't get to choose the environment. You just had to survive. And you are going to grow some roots. But sometimes those roots are not going to be strong. So if any kind of adversity hits you, like a test, you will fall over. So now it's not too late to build up your roots. We can transport this tree to another environment so you can get the nutrients, the sun, the water, everything that you need to grow those roots. And once you grow those roots, then you'll have a better understanding of algebra. And once you have a better understanding of algebra, you can do any branch of mathematics there is. Any branch. So that's the thing. You're trying to take a test that deals with all these branches, but your algebra is not strong yet. Okay? So, if you do need assistance, if you are looking for tutoring, if you need someone to help you to create a plan so you can tackle this test a little bit better, just let me know. I'm thinking about doing a, if anything, you can follow me here on TikTok, but I also have a YT channel. I'm thinking about doing a Back to Basics series on my YT channel. And if you want any kind of resources, there's a link in my bio that says Stand Store Math by Audrey. Just take a look. There is actually a free check, a math check in there to see if, hey, maybe you are ready for that test. Okay? Just to take and just to have some extra practice. It's like 15 questions. It shouldn't take you too long to do. And if you have questions that comes up, message me. Okay, follow me here, message me here, but I'm thinking about doing back to basics because I really want to go to a place where people can feel completely safe. There's no trolls, there's no foolishness. It's just us, like literally how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide integers. And I'm going to have more of the replays going on there, and there'll be a whole lot of playlists and stuff like that. So all you have to do is just go there and follow me there. Okay? So if that sounds like we can do that, yes, I do tutor adults. That's what I specialize in. 7th through adults. Yep, 7th grade through adults. Okay, so if you need some assistance with tutoring, if you just want, oh, I just need a couple things about factoring and I'll be good, go to my YT channel. Okay? All right. So make sure you subscribe. I need subscribers. But if anything, that will be helpful for me, but then exactly it'll be helpful for you. All right? So I will be actually over there today at 1 p.m. But I'm thinking about, and I might actually put a poll out here on TikTok to see if people will be interested in that. Because I really just want to get most of the trolls out of the way, make people feel safe to ask questions and not be ridiculed. There's no judgment when it comes to me. I'm just here for support, to support as much as I can. Okay? Yes, I am, Ash. I am available for online tutoring. Just message me, tell me what test you're going to take, or maybe it might not be for you. It might be for your child. It might be for a cousin. This is the best time. I know school hasn't officially started here in Maryland. It starts on Monday for Baltimore City and Anne Arundel County and all surrounding counties. But for Baltimore County, they open on the 31st. And that will mean every school is open by the time the 31st. So I know Texas opened last week. Georgia, you guys been open for a while. Alaska, they're opening as well. So, yep, I am. All right. So make sure you guys follow me. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Again, if you want to get some assistance, if you just want to look at some of the videos, you can. But here's my thing. You need the practice. Don't just watch videos. It's great to watch the lives. It's great to see tons of other people. If people are in need, especially those that are taking nursing, and you need help with your doses calculations, make sure you follow a blessed RN. She's amazing at that. Those are the type of statistics that you want with someone that is an RN. Okay? Oh, okay. Oh, Ash, all right, I see you. Which one are you going to? Essex or Catonsville or Dundalk or Owens Mills? I know, there's so many now. So, okay. Very blessed. It just looks weird because it's italicized. Okay. All right, everyone. So, Essex. Oh, okay, cool. So, yeah, reach out. Let me know, Ash, what's going on in particular. But if any of you guys need any more assistance, if you need cards, just let me know. But I will see you guys tomorrow. It might be like around 8:30 because right now my lights are all kinds of crazy. But I will definitely see you guys tomorrow morning. I might have a little gumption come on later, but I'm not sure yet. But if anything, follow me here so you'll know when I come on. All right? Everyone, have an amazing day and keep being awesome. Take care.